we believe, fairly as well, by giving us the tax credits and tax breaks that we feel we deserve. Now, don't try to squeeze everybody and get the easiest ride. No capital gains tax, 1%, whatever. Be willing to pay a fair portion. Be willing to pay what God would have you pay. Render to Caesar those things that are Caesar's, and render to God the things that are God's. But be a blessing. Don't just be blessed. And do it back in America, but tell everybody to go home, vote, get in the man that you're willing to work with, and you're willing to bring jobs back to America. If you see this man get in office, you promise to bring the jobs back. Now, you're wealthy. And in that verse right there, 1 Timothy 6:17 and 19, you have to be ready to distribute. You have to be willing to communicate. Tell America who you want for president. Tell them to vote him in, and then you promise, you vow, you cut a covenant with this country that you'll bring the jobs back. And I believe that you will see America vote in somebody who is willing to do what we need in this country, other than just tax the maximum amount to whoever is still here paying taxes, and distribute the maximum amount to people who don't want to work for it. Aren't we tired of that? It's not going to work. Socialism never worked in any country before. Even the United States tried socialism for 1 7-year period. If you'll go back and look at the history books, and they found out it didn't work here. We had socialism for 7 years. It didn't work. It's not going to work. What's going to work is for everybody to make God their individual gods and be a steward over what God has given you. And if God has made you a blessing in the United States, then be a blessing back to the United States. And this is where you set up shop and create jobs. Okay, everybody work together now on this thing. I want to pray with those people right now that I've spoke to and given all these challenges to, and read all these verses. I want to pray for you. Let me pray for you. God, thank you for blessing the wealthy men in this country. Thank you for putting money in hands. But right now, God, I pray for those individuals that have made their money more important than your word and your stewardship and your lordship. God, I pray for them right now, just as they get on their knees before you and bow and say, God, please forgive me. If there's anything within me that has been hoarding or stingy or love the money more than I've loved you, please forgive me. Now let's pick up the pieces. Let's pick up the scraps, and whatever wealth I have left with in my hands, show me exactly what to do with it and what you require of me in the end times. Show me how I can be a blessing and get this country back on its feet for God. Show me how I can distribute. Show me what to communicate. Show me how to get my needs met and meet the needs of this nation. But show me, God, what to do next with my individual life and with the wealth that you've given me, God. Amen. Amen. Now, I trust that you will do that. You will hear from him. Okay. I want to say this. To the people of Occupy Wall Street and to those people who got a lot of wealth. This is just me speaking for myself, not here from the Bible. You know, one of the ways that we get our needs met, we pray, and God can give people ideas and inventions. And I will say this, I've petitioned God, I've prayed. I've got several ideas from God on inventions and ideas and ways to prosper myself. But one of the things that, there was one day I prayed and God didn't just give me one idea or invention, He gave me 5 in the same prayer time. And when God gives you an idea, speaks to you and gives you things, He can, believe me, He can bless you. But one of the things He spoke to me personally with those ideas that He's given me is that I'm not to release them to anybody where they're already having those products made in other countries, similar products. I've attempted to approach companies, and then God has pulled me back and not opened the door and said, don't. I've got ideas that until I know that the company that's willing to produce those ideas and those inventions are going to keep the jobs here in America and use materials that are produced here in America, God has not released me to give patents out and patent applied for ideas to companies. I'm waiting, and God is saying that they will contact me, and there's somebody that's going to hear this, and you're willing to bring those jobs back to America. You're willing to start up plants, but you don't have ideas. You don't have the inventions. And I'll tell you this, get together with me, contact me, and I'm ready to give out those ideas and those inventions to people who are going to covenant with me and say, I will make sure that they become jobs in America. Made in USA. That's where God is wanting me to hold out for. Now, I've got some ideas, got some inventions. And if you can covenant with me and say you will make sure they're made in USA and they're going to produce blessings for people who live right here in this country, you and I can work together. You contact me and let me know you're willing to do it. Believe me, brother, I got some ideas from God that are going to make a lot of money. But I'm holding them, and I'm not releasing them until God says this is the right person, the right individual. And He's saying, God is telling me, these inventions are going to be made here in the United States. So if you're somebody who's got some money, got something you want to invest, I've got the ideas. I got them from God. And if you've got some money, the startup money and startup capital, and you're willing to hire people here in the good old US of A and build it right here and not pack up and leave and go somewhere else where you can make more money, I've got some ideas for you. Hit me up. We can work together. All right. Contact me through echurchofindy@yahoo.com. That's one word, echurchofindy@yahoo.com. Tell me, hey, I'm a rich guy. I want to produce jobs here in America. Can I consider your inventions and your ideas that supposedly God has given you? Yes, you may. If I trust you and I feel like that's what you really want to do with it, let's get together. Okay. Now, anybody in general at all who has any questions or comments, please contact me through echurchofindy@yahoo.com. And if you have any gifts, offerings, donations, or tithes to give to eChurch of Indy, you can do that through Post Office Box 502-594, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46250. That's Post Office Box 502-594, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46250. Thank you again for your patience and for your grace of listening to everything that I had to say. And I just pray that this teaching, this ministry is not about putting anybody down, scolding anybody. It's about getting you closer to God so you can hear from God and be a part of the solution for this country. And we can actually have solutions. But the solution's not going to come from the government, and the solution's not going to come from Wall Street. It's not going to come from the protesters. The solution is going to come from God, Jehovah, the God that created all this and blessed us in the first place. We can only reach Him through His Son, Jesus Christ. Make Him Lord of this country, Lord of us individually. And here comes the solutions. Here comes the hope back to this country one more time. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to eChurch of Indy on YouTube. I'm Pastor Brian Cooley, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.